Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the class.
You
Man,
almost messed up, huh?
what it is I'm still just not used to the new click buttons. And
Mm.
so I click the button and then I'm like unsure if I'm broadcasting, and so I'm not confident
Mm.
when I say hello. Hey, everybody, get on out of that student union. Put down your bagels, put down your muffins, put down your cinnamon rolls. It's time to crawl across the quad.
I
Step
don't
on
know. I
into
would
the
like
lecture
a
hall.
cinnamon. Bring me one.
All right, bring a cinnamon roll. You can bring the cinnamon rolls so long as there's enough for Mama Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Fellow student Mama Cat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, she's hungry. She needs to learn. She needs fuel for the mind, and you are going to provide her with it. In cinnamon roll style. I have cinnamon rolls in the kitchen actually right now, but they're like orange glazed cinnamon rolls.
I don't think I'd like those as much.
No, you just like the traditional.
I like the classic cream cheese icing on a cinnamon roll.
Oh, okay. All
Cream
right.
cheese one.
So not just like water and powdered sugar mixed up
No,
to
I,
make some
I
sort
not
of.
just the regular like a donut glaze. I like the cream cheese
Okay,
glaze.
all right, okay. Well, Jeannie's got her bagel, her cream cheese, and her coffee.
Okay.
Happy Sunday to Sandra, and hello, Laura. Laura also loves cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon
Morning.
rolls are a Christmas time tradition for us. Now, of course, we can have them all year long if we want them, but every Christmas morning there will be cinnamon rolls baked, ready to gobble down while you're opening up Santa Claus gifts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let her come on in here. Come on in. Sandra's having a burrito bowl for lunch. We have to remember that it's early for us and noon for the rest of the world
Yeah.
and
Did you make the
beyond.
burrito bowl at home or did you get it from Chipotle or
From the
something?
Chipple Topple, did you go to your local Chipple Topple? Get yourself a get yourself a burrito bowl. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Super Bowl Sunday for anybody that likes football. I
Yeah.
don't know who's playing. Who's playing?
Well, the Chiefs are playing,
Yeah.
and this is if they win, this will be their third consecutive Super Bowl win.
Oh, great.
That's a big deal because that's never happened before.
Who
And of course,
who they playing?
Taylor's boyfriend's on that team.
Oh, of course, that's very important.
Yes.
I wouldn't even know Kelsey, Travis Kelsey. See, I wouldn't even know his name if he wasn't dating Taylor Swift.
I know. Yes, that's who's playing and who's their opponent. Oh, crud.
See, you don't even know. You just know
I
that
want to
they're.
say the Eagles. I'm not quite
I
sure.
don't know. I don't know. Eagles and the Chiefs, says
There you
Laura.
go.
There you
I'm
go. I
right.
was hoping
See?
it was the Ravens. That way I can tie it back into Days of Our Lives. Because Raven Bowens, of course, she's on the cast.
Oh, yeah, she probably ain't at the game though, because nobody can afford to go. My gosh,
No, no, WrestleMania tickets are that expensive now, too, by the way.
really? Like
Yeah.
thousands of dollars?
To get front row for WrestleMania now, it's very, very expensive. Because they're big time exclusive, high class sports entertainment now. Because they were bought by a big papa company.
Yeah.
So that's not just, family run WWE anymore. Now it's run by TKO Sports or some nonsense that also does UFC. And then they also bought like some sort of rugby team. And then they're also getting some sort of like street hockey league or some nonsense as well. So they're just expanding in the world of sports.
Yeah. And I hate it every time I hear about how things are so expensive, especially if they're family events at all. And things are so gosh darn expensive that young families are priced out and they don't get to experience it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can't say that I was ever looking forward to my Super Bowl experience. So I don't know about that. But then it becomes like super exclusive cool though, right? Like then when you do get it, you're like, "Oh my god, what a once in a lifetime experience and opportunity."
It's true.
I sort of felt like that when I went to
Actually,
WrestleMania the first
actually,
time.
your dad mentioned to me this week that they have a thing for our local, minor league baseball that for like 50 bucks, he and I can go every Wednesday home game for the whole season.
Wednesday season tickets.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. You know who doesn't have to worry about any of that stuff? You know what the price of eggs, milk, groceries, Super Bowl tickets, all of that. You know what stays frozen in time? The
What's
prices of
that?
things in Salem.
Yeah.
Nobody's going hungry. People could still get sweet bits. Crazy Nurse Whitley is still able to afford contact poison
Right?
on a prisoner's salary.
Right?
So
You don't even have a salary. She's in the nut house.
the economy is soaring in Salem, Illinois. No worries about budgets on the soap. We can pay all of these actors. It's because we're only shooting in the pub. We
Well,
only have one set.
we were so gosh darn right about the Whitley, weren't we?
We were so right about Whitley. We were right about Whitley for weeks. Now that either means that it was incredibly obvious or we're dang good.
I think it's a combination of
It's a
the two.
combination of the two. I would say that there wasn't any strong evidence that it was Whitley other than who else?
Yeah.
Who else? Who else? Making chili.
It was just, I think the reason why we thought it was Whitley is because Abe is in the center of that storyline.
Yeah, I mean, he hadn't been targeted yet, but he was the executive producer. And really, if you put all the dots together, it made the most sense.
Uh-huh.
But that, I guess, we watched it, though. We watched it day after day, week after week. Cracked open our peacocks at 2 a.m. or 6 a.m. or whenever we wanted to get started.
Yeah.
Whipped out our peacocks. And started watching Days of Our Lives. Watched every episode, and so we were able to put all of the hints, the foreshadowing, the bits and pieces together to say, "Ooh, this was Crazy Nurse Whitley."
Yeah.
And for those who were skipping around and being like, "I'm only watching on Thursday when Sarah's on," you missed it. You missed it. Now, I gotta say too, like if you didn't watch it, you missed what I found to be a really cool sequence. On Wednesday, I think it was the end of Wednesday, where everybody was starting to fall down poisoned.
Yes.
Just scene after scene of everybody in their plot, in their story, doing their thing independently, and then boom, passed out, boom, 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 boom. I thought that was neat.
Which one, Matt, which one was the most cheesy pass out to you?
Oh my gosh, right?
There's a lot of them were cheesy.
Well, because it was the soap actors.
I
It
know.
was the people pretending like the soap actors who have this incredibly soapy plot of everybody gets poisoned by the enemy in town. And so yeah, we're gonna play it up. We're gonna do it goofy. I don't know, Ma. They were all real good. I mean, I've really been enjoying Robert Scott Wilson recently as Alex. I think he's been really engaging with the material well.
He even managed to be sexy and pouty as he passed out.
And he's all feverish and needs a bath, and he's the only one who does.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
Well,
my
my
God.
favorite pass out was Marlena. Marlena with her, well, it was Hattie, wasn't it?
Well, yes, Hattie, but I know what you mean.
With her and her, she almost like jumped up and fell down.
What really? Because she's been on the show since 1974 or something like that. So she's got a lot of experience when it comes to oh, I've been drugged. Oh, I've been I've been
Marlena's
bashed over the
probably-
head. Oh, boom.
Well, it was hilarious.
She was the Salem stalker, Marlena, not Hattie, but Marlena was the Salem stalker. She had a big syringe. She was going to kill somebody once.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it turns out I guess it wasn't her, or it was somebody in a mask, or I don't know, some sort of soap explanation.
Of course. Of course.
Sandra says that ambulance service is not too great in Salem. They couldn't handle the number of patients.
I know, right? What's the calls?
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then Laura adding on, poor Joy left on her own. Poor Joy, I mean, goodness gracious. I watched it was this Marvel thing that was on. It was Agatha All Along is what it's called on Disney Plus. And in it they have a bunch of witches, and then you got the normal person who was played by Kitty Foreman from that 70s show. Okay? And so she's the normal non-witch person.
Oh.
And she's
With a
just
very distinctive voice.
oh yes, and she's just like, I need a drink, and just does her thing.
Just like Kitty.
Just like Kitty, right? And she's down in the wine, but it turns out the wine is poison, and you need some sort of magic to solve it. And so the witches get together and they solve it, and then they realize, oh crap, we forgot about the human who isn't a witch, and forgot to cure her, and she died. Spoiler alert. So I was having like these flashes while I was watching this Days of Our Lives. I'm like, they forgot about Joy. She's not answering the phone. They're gonna
I
go into
thought
her house and she's gonna be dead.
that's what I thought. I thought, oh, they're going to write out Joy. Joy's over. I thought Joy was going to be dead for sure.
Yes.
Because what they going to do with Joy now anyway?
I don't even know what they're gonna do with Joy. I don't know what their
Because
plans
body
are.
and soul, is going to be done,
Mm-hmm.
and Alex ain't interested in hitting it no more.
No, because she wanted to be too serious. He's like, I thought this was just some sort
Well,
of cash hookup.
when she started talking about him being her Valentine, he was like, ho 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 ho!
Oh
I got
no.
Stephnie Johnson as a
Oh,
Valentine
I have a
now.
Valentine. You're just here because I'm a man with needs.
Exactly. But yes, Alex is still, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Alex still has the same libido he's always had.
Right.
However,
It's just only focused on one woman now.
it's more focused now, and he's less of a scoundrel.
Yes, he's
But
more honorable about it.
he's still very, very preoccupied with physical activities.
Like he and Javi and Carrie and all of them can just, have a good time. I
Wow.
guess.
I don't want it, man. Like, I don't want Carrie back on the screen.
I don't know. I think there was oops, I threw my pen. I think there was a spoiler for next week that he, or at least something that he did, is going to be in play next week. My pen flew too far away. I have nothing to play with.
You better go get it because
I-
you need something to flip around in your hand.
I have this Sharpie, this golden Sharpie.
Okay, you
Maybe
need
it's more
something to flip
bronze.
around in your hand. You do.
It's bronze, not gold. I'm not third place, I'm second place. Silver.
There you
A
go.
silver Sharpie. Yeah, I need to be able to write down a name I just recently heard. I don't know what sort of you can diagnose me in the chat with why I've got to constantly be moving something in my hand when I'm podcast. Excuse me. It's just when I'm podcasting. That's not when I'm taking tests. It's not when I'm trying to focus. It's just when
Maybe
I'm
it's
podcasting.
nervous energy. I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I did it when I was doing commentary on wrestling too. But then I just worked it into the character where I was just wildly gesturing with the pen and I would point to people with it and all that sort of stuff.
I remember.
I would just have it in my hand and then I would just and I'd make a little note on the card and be like, this is the winner. And I didn't ever want to know who the winner was ahead of time. Anyway, whatever.
Yep.
This is
I remember
not.
you throwing cards one time too.
I've tried to make it a thing.
Exactly.
Maybe, Laura. Maybe. I've gone undiagnosed with whatever's going on in this mind. With whatever it is.
I never took him to the doctor. I said he going to survive or not.
He'll figure it out. We all figure it out. All right. Laura said that she enjoyed Leo's speech over Hattie. And you know what, Laura? Hattie enjoyed Leo's speech over Hattie as well.
Yes, she did. She felt seen. You know, people just they dismiss Hattie a lot
They do, because she's so kooky, goofy, weird.
because she's so kooky. Yes.
Yeah, she kooky cat.
And now she
kooky
doesn't even
Hattie.
know Bon is sick.
She's
Bon
mad
Bon's
as a
not
Hattie.
well yet.
She's mad as a Hattie. What can I say?
She's mad as a Hattie, yeah.
Mad as a Hattie.
Bon did look better though, didn't she?
She did, and
She
I really,
scaled up.
and I did appreciate the fact that Bon was brought bonbons.
Then she can out Bon you.
and which makes me think
then
of
Hattie, knowing that she cannot have anything other than fluids right now because her jaw is wired shut, sits there and eats them in front of her. And they are delicious.
what are the chocolate cream puffs or something? I'm not even sure what a bonbon is.
A bonbon is a little nugget of ice cream dipped in chocolate.
The thing I know bonbons from though is Married with Children, because that's what Peggy would sit on the couch and eat all day.
Bonbons used to be something that you bought just mostly at the drive-in or the movie theater.
Oh, how interesting. Okay.
That was more of a bonbon thing
Okay.
back in the day.
All right. So it's like so now they have the bits. What are those little things?
Dips?
Like they had the dips, the little
Yeah.
little Hershey dips and all that nonsense.
Yes.
Yes. Whitley King is still crazy. She knows how to get out of Bayview, says LaShawn. She does. Hopefully they put her in a more secure facility or a higher security wing in the
I
future.
hope she gets out next time with Kooky Connie.
Ooh, Kooky Connie and Crazy Nurse Whitley. Ah,
Because
Cockadoodie
she's
Connie.
there too.
Cockadoodie Connie, Crazy Alert Nurse Whitley, just everybody coming out of the loony bin.
Yeah.
And only Hurricane Sammy can save us from them all. That's who Bella's afraid
Man, and
of,
she's
right?
got to be on the next plane, didn't she?
I
That
mean,
Sammy's got to be on the
they
next
keep
plane.
on mentioning her, and Belle seems to be particular. I think it was Belle was particularly
Oh,
like, I don't want to do anything to bring Sammy back into town. Okay,
no, and she kind of jumped up thinking that Sammy was maybe at the door or something.
yeah, it's like she's
She's a little
particularly worried.
intimidated by her big sister.
She's a little worried that her big sister's gonna come home and give her a lecture.
Mm-hmm. She's probably more afraid about something else more than a lecture. I
Well, she
mean,
might tie me to a chair.
Marlena's given her plenty of lectures because Belle is being stupid. I'm sorry,
Well,
but
Belle is too old to act this dumb. What can I say?
she acting like Alex.
Yeah, she sure is. Before Alex's evolution, before his maturity.
Yeah,
Now, oof.
Belle is hot. Belle is hot to trot.
Well, Laura doesn't blame Belle for being worried, but maybe Belle should make better choices and then she won't be worried. Because she's not effing with people that Sammy cares about.
Yeah, I don't. I can't wait for Sammy to come back. Man, she's gonna be like I see Sammy as like the Tasmanian devil. She's gonna roll. She's gonna spin into town. Boom.
She gonna chew something up, spit it out?
I can't wait. And then she's gonna stop.
And only Dougie 3 is gonna be there to stop her. I see that glint in your eye, Dougie 3. You're just as crazy as me. Hey, how do y'all feel? How do y'all feel in the chat and mom as well over the fact that Marlena, wonderful, amazing, incomparable Marlena, the one who can do no wrong psychologically, has a bat-ass crazy daughter.
Yeah,
Isn't that nuts?
it
She
is.
never fixed Sammy. How did she not fix Sammy?
I don't think she could fix Sammy. Maybe
Sammy's too
Sammy's
broken.
just too much. I don't know. Maybe just Sammy has a streak that Marlena cannot fix. I think that Sammy seems to boy from her reputation because I don't know at this point, but her reputation is she's a spitfire, she's mean as hell, vindictive, will do anything, and doesn't care what you think.
But you know what? If this brings Eric back to town, then maybe that's not such a bad thing. Maybe we do need Hurricane Sammy to blow through, so calming Eric, Priest Eric, can come through and talk his twin sister down.
Maybe. Maybe.
It's wild, Ma. It's wild because like I feel Sammy hasn't been a part of the show for so long. It's because people really like that actor who plays her. So they didn't get the lucky recast. The
No, not
Allison Sweeney.
Allison
No.
Sweeney.
Yes? I don't know. You tell me. It was the Biggest Loser person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember her name. Who cares?
Her.
But she, I'm just saying. I guess Sammy didn't get a lucky recast. You know, Eric got a lucky recast. Mm-hmm. Literally. Mm-hmm. Get it? Come on, a lucky recast. Come on.
Recast, right?
I don't think so. I think it's been her since she was
It's
a little
been her
teenager.
since. Yeah.
Yeah, but they had I guess Jensen Ackles I guess played Eric at one point and was replaced
Mm-hmm.
by Greg Vaughn or something like that.
Yeah.
So they got the lucky recast, you know,
Yeah, they did.
and it worked out, and it was somebody that people liked, and they embraced the role. And I either they didn't try it with Sammy, or they just thought this would be a failure. We can't use anybody but Allison Sweeney.
Well, maybe it's something like that.
Maybe
know?
I don't know.
I kind of feel that way on the other show about Jeannie Francis.
You can't have a different person in the
You
Jeannie
can't have a
Francis
different
role.
Laura. I don't. Maybe it's the same thing for Daisy. You just can't have a different Sammy.
No. I mean, even on that other hospital show, they got lucky with the lucky. It's the same lucky that they got lucky with over on this show.
Exactly.
But it still ultimately wasn't the guy.
Right.
You know? Yeah. Laura's laughing at my lucky recast. Ha. Puns. Michelle reminds us that Sammy is like her Aunt Samantha. I constantly forget about Aunt Samantha because I have no flippin' clue who she is.
Samantha.
Yeah. I guess Marlena's got a sister named Samantha. Is
Oh,
it is it
okay.
is it Marlena's twin sister who played Samantha, folks, or was that her twin sister played Hattie?
Yeah, I know that her twin sister played somebody.
Played somebody. I don't know if it was Hattie or Marlena's sister Samantha.
I
I
saw
don't
a
know. I
recent
never met Samantha.
I saw somewhat of a recent picture of her twin sister.
Yeah.
They are identical twins, except for her sister has a little more she has a fuller body.
She doesn't have to be on TV.
Exactly. She doesn't have to be on TV.
Yes, both, says Jeannie. So I guess she played Marlena's sister and also played Hattie.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about Samantha as Marlena's sister. So you have to tell me what crazy shenanigans she got up to. Did she burn down
and
shenanigans,
and and how long has it been since she's been on? Has it been like a decade since she's been on?
or has it been two? Has it been
Huh.
three?
Yeah,
Because
which could be in so planned because they've been on forever.
probably less likely four or five, but one to three. That's likely. That's likely. So those twins have been around since 1985. Ma, they're older than me.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They were upstairs in olden days
Yeah.
'85, but they were there. They were there. They were constantly referred to. Oh, the kids just went down. Oh, I can't go because of the kids. And then Caroline Brady's like, "No, I'll watch the kids. You get out of here, Marlena. Go have a date." And she left because Marlena was young and hot.
Okay.
Allison Sweeney was always on, but the character of Eric was supposedly off with relatives for years, especially as a child and a teen. So, Ma, according to Sandra, if I were to extrapolate from that contribution, we had a long time of Sammy with no Eric, and a long time with Eric with no Sammy. But not necessarily a bunch of time of Eric and Sammy together.
So not a whole lot of twin shenanigans.
Maybe not. Maybe nothing recent. I imagine when they were teenagers.
Oh, and I can imagine if they would have been, it would have been Eric. But Sammy trying to talk her down from her shenanigans, and trying to have her be responsible and do the right thing.
Well, who a part of the cast right now knows Sammy well enough to be able to have that impact? Let us know in the chat, folks, because we don't know. Because we don't have Nicole. She's not around, right? But then
No,
Sammy loved to hit Nicole. Like, we saw a whole YouTube compilation of Sammy hitting Nicole. So I don't know if Nicole would have any. Like, I don't know. I don't know who has the magic touch when it comes to calming the hurricane that is Sammy.
maybe Johnny does.
Maybe John. I don't know. Well, because it's her kid, right?
Uh-huh.
Maybe Johnny. Maybe Johnny.
Well, you know who would probably be in the middle of her bullseye? Chanel. Because she's not going to like anybody.
Well, I just people don't like Chanel for no reason, though.
I know.
She good lady.
She
She's
is.
just baking sweet bits for everybody.
Exactly.
Almost falling into bed with the wrong people. Almost.
Almost. And
Just
that,
like Johnny.
and then Chanel's like, oh,
Oh,
I guess he's not so bad after all.
This is-
I'm
this-
just as big a jerk as he is.
this actually is a lot easier to find yourself in this situation than I originally thought. Huh.
And Sean is upstanding enough not to just go, okay, let's go.
Okay, so as it turns out, Samantha, the sister Samantha, was a character that was killed off before the twins were even born. So yes, it has been 40 years.
Oh wow.
So as it turns out, this is what Jeannie says here. Jeannie's contribution, TA Jeannie, says, and moderator Jeannie. Hi, Jeannie. Everybody say hello to Jeannie. Years ago, when they killed Marlena, the fans went outside the studios protesting, and later they found out that it was Samantha that they had killed off. So either
There
they
you
pulled the
go.
wool over the eyes of the fans and were like, "Ha, gotcha," or they killed off Marlena and went, "Whoopsie doodles."
Honestly, I don't think when it comes to Days of Our Lives, I don't think the fans should ever overreact with somebody being killed.
I mean, the door is always open,
Give it time. It's Days of Our Lives. My gosh.
especially
Some of those
Days.
characters, some of them have died 3 and 4 times already.
Like, there's no doubt in my mind that we're just, a good another 6 to 9 months away from a Trip and Wendy return. Like,
Yeah.
Everybody's destined to come back. The Salem Strangler storyline took out Samantha. Salem has a lot of names associated with their serial killers. The Salem Strangler, the Salem Stalker.
Yeah. They don't have to have a Satin Slayer. They could just have a Salem Slayer.
Exactly, Ma. They don't. They already have the S right there, ready to go.
Yes.
You know, it's over on the other shows. It's harder. You know, you have like what the Pine Valley Piddler. That's just somebody who just pees in inappropriate locations. The Pine Valley Piddler. You know, it just doesn't roll off the tongue.
Not to be. That's not a peddler.
Piddle. A piddler.
Piddler, not a peddler.
The Pine Valley Peddlers are actually the bike team. They're competitive bike racing team.
There you go.
So, you know, it's just not as easy.
Oh, and I loved this week on Days of Our Lives Worth, where they did the whole Pine View and Land View kind of.
We'll always have Pine View.
Yes, we'll always have Pine View.
Yes, indeed we will. Samantha died by the Salem Strangler. It was the early 80s. It was supposed to be Marlena, but the fans uproared and they changed it to her twin. Now, folks, let me know. Was that also the introduction of the fact that Marlena had a twin? Because if it was, then I've got news for you. That was them saying, oops, sorry. Let's bring her back. Because if suddenly she had an identical twin that just happened to be killed right then and there, that is what we call a retcon.
Yeah, and I'm sure back 40 years ago, I'm sure there was no 6 months in the can.
No, didn't they, like, back then they did, like, taped alive. Like, they were almost right up against broadcast.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
And some soap operas were actually live.
Yeah, and then also, I would say that back then, too, I feel like it might have been a little easier to kill off a fan favorite and stuff, because we've been doing this for 10 years. People know what they're watching. They're not going to get the same people for 70 years. And plus, what are we going to still be on in 2025? Please. Well, folks.
I don't know, though. You used to have the same kind of outcry with characters that you even had back then, Like, for instance, on the other show, Spencer being gone, everybody just freaked out.
Yeah. I mean, that's a modern, recent reaction to it. I just think that as a show who has to make these sorts of decisions, what's the plot going to be? Who's going to die? It's a little easier to say, well, we're going to kill the star that everybody loves because it's going to be great because we got another star right here in the wings. But audiences, after so long, became less tasteful toward losing their favorites.
Yes. Yes, and people and soap opera fans are just so vested in what they're watching because they see it so much, and it just does become, like a family member. That's why we're wackadoodle fans the way we are.
Jeannie gives us permission to say that the name General Hospital on this podcast. It's just a fun little sidestep because we're not supposed to be talking about that show on this one.
Yep.
And so it's us pretending like we're not when we totally are.
Pretty much.
Totally are. I trimmed my beard today, though, by the way, Ma. I look so much more handsome.
Very good.
You can actually see my lips form words.
That's true. You can.
Isn't
I
that
can see
great?
your mouth better. Yes,
Isn't
and
that
those
wonderful?
beautiful teeth of yours.
They're my expensive teeth. My expensive, still completely natural teeth.
Yeah.
Not a hunk of metal anywhere in this mouth, folks. Nary not once have I ever had a cavity.
Yeah, but you haven't had X-rays in a long time.
But I also don't have a cavity.
You're not.
Perfectly fine. How polite, less tasteful. Fine. Don't come here for taste, folks. Don't come here for taste. Let's see. Sean thinks that Bella's gross for sleeping with EJ, and yeah, I would imagine
I think
that
she's gross too.
since EJ and Sammy are the mother and father of Johnny, then Sammy would be like, why you boning my ex? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you trying to have Johnny's little cousin brother?
Right.
You're not supposed to have Johnny's little cousin brother.
And when it comes to, and that's, and maybe not everybody feels the same way as I do, but when it comes to the cast, he is the least, oh, look at him, of all of them. For that age group, anyway.
Oh my gosh, you guys heard it here first, folks. My mother is calling for the firing of an actor on the show because he is not handsome enough. Have you heard it? That's what I heard. This man should not
No.
be on my screen because I don't think he's sexy. I heard it.
Well, I don't think he's sexy. I think he's a little bit creepy, and I don't think he's sexy. I love his accent. I love the character of EJ being a scoundrel. I love the fact that he's got poor Raphael down there in the dungeon.
Just feed him bacon.
Yeah.
Hey, Kaiwan.
I love all that, but I just don't find him all that appealing. So to me, Belle should be able to avoid falling into his bed real easy.
But she just can't. She just
And
can't.
she every time she hears a little noise, she's spooked that there's that damn big sister of hers ready to kick her ass.
So stop making that choice. There was a piece of advice that my father gave me growing up. He probably gave it to my brother and my sister as well, which was, if you find yourself in a situation where you feel like you need to lie to me about it, you probably shouldn't be doing it. So,
Always pretty simple.
Belle, if you're doing something you'd have to lie to Sammy about, you probably shouldn't do it.
Probably.
And Brady's a part of that whole sibling bunch as well.
I know. He's like, look at all these crazy people.
Yeah, he's busy with his own craziness, that's for dang
He
sure.
is busy.
All right, he's super busy dealing with Kristen, and Ava's missing, but she's really in China. But no, she's not.
Yeah. And why did it always take Steve Johnson to ask the obvious?
Because Steve Johnson is the only one that can see through it all. Okay,
I guess
he's immune to soap shenanigan. All right, he was birthed by soap shenanigans. He lost an eye because of soap shenanigans, and so therefore he is able to recognize them a mile out. Oh, there's some shenanigans happening there.
He sure does. He sees it like nobody's business.
He's also tied into every family on the canvas as well, so he also has this unique perspective of nope, nuh-uh. Like, oh, Ava went to China, didn't say nothing, and he went. Trip didn't say nothing about that. Trip would have told me because he's my son with Ava.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
then over on the other side, oh, something's wrong with John Black because I know John Black and he wouldn't be doing this.
Exactly.
And it wouldn't be long before he's like, oh, something's going on with Bo Brady. Well, I know Bo Brady better than anybody because Bo Brady, he took this thing from my face. And I know that what's going on with Bo Brady is wrong. And I'm going to be there for the Brady family because I married his sister.
I'm telling you. Steve Johnson is keeping that whole town afloat. It is not Paulina Price keeping that place going. No. It is Steve Old Patchy Johnson.
Old Patchy Steve Johnson making his entrance. He needs theme music is what he needs. He needs his own Steve Johnson theme.
Man, I would be so stinking giddy if we got him on the... Man, if he could get him to come to class, wouldn't that be fantastic?
It would be great. Steve Johnson, Old Patchy, Stephen Nichols, if you will. If you're interested at all in hanging out with us on a Sunday morning, come on down to Days for Dummies. We'll talk to you about Days of Our Lives. We'll talk to you about General Hospital. We'll talk to you about the beautiful Mary Beth Evans.
I'm telling you, exactly.
And we won't ask the same, yeah.
And crazy for a dude named Steve, okay?
There are so many Steves in my mom's life, you have no idea, folks.
I have a husband named Steve. I have a son named Steve. I have a grandson named Steve. And the best boss I ever had, his name was Steve.
Steve.
And if you spell it with a PH, Steven, I even like it better.
Because it's the right way. It's the right wrong way.
Exactly. It's the right
Sammy
wrong way.
will out Arnold, says Michelle.
Ooh, I like it.
Would I ever go back to General Hospital? We never left, Kaiwan. I don't know what we're talking about. We're just not there right now. We're hanging out in Illinois right now. We'll be in New York in about
We're in Salem right now.
half an hour. All right. I don't think Bella's using her head. I don't know what the comparison is for the female anatomy.
Oh, Bella's using something, but no, it is not her head.
Yeah, right. So I mean, the word that can come to mind is a medical term, but also not appropriate for me to say. So that's what she's using. And it's the female equivalent, we'll say, and
Yeah.
and that's what she's using. And EJ's down for it because if let's be real, folks, EJ's always down for it.
Oh,
All you got to
yes.
do is be like, "Hey, EJ, you bored?" He's like, "Oh, I am actually.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
let's do this. I'm
And it
sort of
just,
English Australian."
and he would, you know, he would, it doesn't matter who it is. I haven't seen EJ really turning it down too much.
No, no, especially since he knows that he can use it against these people as well.
Exactly.
He used it with Gabby. He's like, "Oh, Gabby, remember that time we did it? Well, let's go do it again."
Uh-huh.
Gotcha. You slept with me, you idiot fool. Oh, ho, ho. You're dumb.
I seen you naked. I
I've
seen you
seen you
naked.
naked, you and your sister. Oh goodness. Oh goodness gracious. Oh no. Oh EJ, somebody's gonna shoot him, and her name is Hurricane Sammy. Belle,
Maybe.
Belle is like Sammy.
Maybe.
Belle is like Sammy and Stephanie. Any one will do. Any unit, any offering of the phallic kind is one that will be accepted.
Well, they have not proved you wrong.
Not yet, not yet. I will say, so the Days of Our Lives. Congratulations on being a soap opera. Even if people aren't super entertained by how you're soaping, you're constantly soaping.
Oh, you are
These
sudsy. You do
characters,
not let those bubbles all burst.
these characters are constantly getting it on. These characters are constantly in mortal peril. There is a
Next
weapon
week,
in
next
every
week,
drawer.
it
Yeah.
might get so sudsy next week that they are using like big patches of bubbles over places.
Yes. To hide things. As Eric, not Eric, but as Alex and Stephanie are in a bathtub together, and it's just like animated
That be,
bubbles.
wouldn't that be stupid if that happened in the next few weeks?
Not another teen movie. Ron Cavalardi, I know you're not writing anymore, but listen up anyway. Not another teen movie. Was a movie that was on when I was a teen. Ha ha ha. And it was a parody. It made fun of all of like 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink and American Pie and all of
Yeah.
those teen comedies that
Yes.
became very raunchy
Yes,
nowadays,
they're raunchy.
but weren't so
Especially
raunchy.
American Pie.
Yes, but weren't so raunchy in the John Hughes days, right, with the Brad
Hmm.
Pitt. So it made fun of that, and not another teen movie. And in it, we have got Captain America, Chris Evans, as he comes out with whipped cream over his pectorals and over his naughty bits, hiding it
Oh,
all. And it was some sort of parody of like Cruel Intentions or something like that. But that's what we need. We need Alex to come out with whipped cream covering his doohickey.
exactly. And we don't know because we haven't been watching all these years. There might be a photo somewhere of John Black like that.
Hey, Marlena.
You know, the whipped cream and the strawberries and all that.
Just strawberries for. No, 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 no.
My
Okay.
gosh. Oh
I'm
my
getting
gosh.
off of this topic with my mother.
Okay.
Okay.
We can't, we can't let this episode go without talking about Kristen's deliciously crazy.
Yes, I want to see this woman become more loony and more loony as time goes on. I want every day the depths of the Lady in White's insanity to be even deeper. I wanted to start hallucinating. I wanted to start talking to people who weren't there. I want her to finish a conversation she thought she had with Kristen 2 weeks ago, but it never actually took place. That's what I want.
On Friday, and this doesn't happen to me all that often, but on Friday, I was like, damn it, it's over.
Yeah. I wanted to see what comes next between Kristen and
Exactly.
Mother?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And we know that her mother, Rachel, is out of her gourd.
She's out of her mind. She's been living at what I guess they're calling this place Aramis.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
evidently she'd been there all this time.
This whole time just hanging out. We're gonna find out that the school kids, like the young green children,
Yeah.
like knew about the legends of the Lady in White in the Aramis mansion. It's been stories told on the Salem streets for years now as an urban legend. The Lady in White in Aramis. And as it turns out, she's real.
But I'm curious, and we'll find out next week. Does or maybe you guys know and I just don't realize from not viewing
Yeah.
before. Um, is Kristen does Kristen know she's alive or does she was thinking she was dead? And this seeing her, hearing her is a surprise. Or has she known that her crazy mom has been out there milling about all this time, but she's left her there and left her alone because she is indeed dangerous and crazy. But that doesn't sound like something Kristen would do either because she's a
No.
house and she does not back down to situations.
No. I feel like Kristen is very selfish. Absolutely. But
Oh yeah.
because of that selfishness, she wouldn't just like let a sleeping dog lie.
Yeah.
You know, this is too dangerous for this dog to be so close to the borders of town. I need to make sure this dog gets run off.
Yeah. I was actually surprised. I wasn't surprised that Kristen went because she was like, aha, that poor bitch is stuck over there. Which I don't like her.
Oh,
You know,
goodness.
but I was surprised. I'm not surprised that she went, but I'm surprised at how nice she was when she got there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kristen was pretty nice and when she got there and not too so antagonistic and like, I wouldn't because I
It's the
wouldn't be surprised
fascination
if
of
Kristen
Kristen.
Kristen DiMera is the kind of person that would sit there for a while as Ava was still tied up, giving her what for,
I
and
guess that's
then letting her go.
I guess that's the compelling part about Kristen is you kind of really can't really assume exactly how she might react.
Yeah.
You know, like yeah,
Because
this is a
doesn't that seem like
perfect opportunity for me to just let Ava know what's going on and to scare her off and to have her not come back and I'll let this happen to you again. You better thank me for letting you out.
exactly?
That sort of stuff, but that doesn't get played up.
No, that didn't get played up.
Mm-hmm.
She came. She arrived to rescue Ava.
Yes, she did. Get this,
Tried
Ma.
to rescue
The
her.
place is called Aramid,
Okay, it's
not
got a D.
Aramid. It's got a
Okay,
D at the end.
not
Guess
Aramis like the cologne from the
no.
80s.
Guess what Aramid is backwards? DiMera.
Oh,
So once again, this Days of Our Lives just
did
flips a
you
name.
did you see that or did you
It's
did
in the
you?
chat right now.
Okay, okay.
It's in the chat right now.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you, Laura, and thank you, Sandra, for your contributions there. DiMera backwards is Aramid. So I don't. I'll have to take a closer look now when they go there again. Is this indeed then a copy of the DiMera mansion, but backwards? The front door's over here and it's not over there.
Well, they could do that. Wouldn't that be as a studio? That is brilliant.
Genius.
That's
Especially if
brilliant.
they
That's
clean the
studio.
place up and turn it into another location.
Yes.
How do we know we're in Aramid? Well, the front door's on the right side of the set and not the
It,
left.
it that would be brilliant. It would save so much money. You could have another lavish set
Yeah.
and not really have to have any kind. I mean,
Just
you
change
could
the
dress,
knickknacks.
you could just dress it just a little bit different,
So
a tiny bit different.
just turn everything around. So you've got like a bust statue, but then you turn around and it's the back. You got the picture of Stefano, right, where he's standing there and looking all proud, but then it's his backside of that
And you know
portrait.
how like everything in that living room is like black and gold?
Yes.
Keep the black and gold, but just switch what's black and gold.
Yeah, make the gold parts black and the black parts gold.
Yes, and do something funky with the chess set too.
Days of Our Lives, Days of Our Lives, Days of Our Lives. This is what you need to do to keep the show interesting, okay? And you do it with a set and not with a character at all. Kristen
Anyway.
moves out of DiMera and moves into Aramid.
Oh, you know what? I think I love this storyline as much as the rest of the fans hate Body and Soul.
That means you really like it, Ma.
That means I really like
That
it.
means you really like it. And hopefully the fans will be able to get over their ish because Body and Soul's not surviving this.
No,
Their
why did
entire cast was taken out.
Yeah.
Kate is
And
like, this is
now,
boring now. I don't want to do this anymore.
well, and the soap trope fun of it all is played out now.
Yes.
That
Yes,
has
yes. They
played out.
played all of the soap tropes.
Yeah, all the soap tropiness, all the comparisons, real life, and blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah. That's all been played out. We've laughed at all that already,
We did. And we can't laugh at
right?
the same jokes too many times, because then they're not
No,
funny.
exactly.
Sandra says they're ready for Soap Jeopardy because of the whole Aramid DiMera thing. And we'll have to do that at some point. We'll have to invite 3 fans to come show their faces live on this channel for us to play da 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 Soap Jeopardy. The prize? I don't know. I'm poor.
Right? Um,
I'm poor and my mom's retired. You're not getting nothing.
yeah, well, unless we go to some kind of soap event and we find something cool, we've done that in the past.
Yeah, the only thing I have are these Days of Our Lives autographs that I haven't given out yet.
Yeah.
That's all I got. That's all I got to offer you as the winner of Soap Jeopardy. Oh
Yeah.
well. Oh well. Oh well.
We have
Let's see.
programming every Sunday morning. We never take breaks like
Other places do.
other people can't say.
Like other ones do. That's totally fine. But they also don't talk to their moms, and that's a big inspiration. If I was talking to my bestie instead of my mom, I might be a little more likely to be like, you know what I'm going to do this weekend? Not podcast.
Maybe.
Dan is sexy, says Jeannie, but we all know that Jeannie loves all of the male cast members of Days of Our Lives.
Jeannie, do you know? I mean, it doesn't matter, but I'm just nosy. Do you know where Dan got that scar on his shoulder from?
Ooh, you let us know, Jeannie. Let us know.
Did he have a broken clavicle at one point or something? What
Oh,
happened?
didn't he have a thing? Didn't he have a heart condition, right? Or was
I
that
don't
the character who had the heart condition?
I don't know, but he's
You
got a
let us
scar like his upper shoulder,
Oh, I don't know.
in the front.
Let's see. Let's see. Jeannie also says that Sammy has shot EJ when EJ was played by James Scott. Ooh, so Sammy already has Sammy's
Oh,
gonna
she
do it
already
again.
popped him then. So
So she's not
you
gonna
know,
do it again.
she's not going to do it again. Who's going to?
Who's gonna shoot
Wonder how
EJ?
fast that's coming up to. I wonder how soon we are to EJ getting shot. And must not that be that far because in the trailer they showed us for 2025,
Yeah.
there's not going to be. They can only show us what they've shot, so they've got to be in the first half of the year.
It's got to be in the first half of the year too, and I think that a lot of what we were given in that trailer has passed. So I would think that it's going to be the next big thing. Also, it's like the only big thing that we know that's coming other than the death of John Black, but that one we know simply because Drake Hogestyn passed. So I would say that it's coming sooner than later.
I would think so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What do you guys think is going to happen with the lady in white? Do you think that is she going to be dangerous toward Kristen? Is Kristen going to be able to say, "You kooky ass mom, I got to save Ava," and what's going to happen there? And
Gosh.
it seems like also a little softening of Kristen in this area too. She was a little empathetic toward Brady and Brady's concern about Ava the last time she talked to him. She
Yeah.
was not so much, well, who cares?
It's interesting being watching Kristen in her feelings for Brady because they've been prominent in the core of her decision making for the length of this story that she's been a part of. But you can also see how that love it's genuine, like she genuinely really cares about Brady Black.
Yeah.
And genuinely sees him as a viable and good partner for her life and also as a great father for Rachel. But it's even though she has these clear thoughts and these altruistic good feelings for Brady, ultimately it's not enough to overcome her bad nature.
Yeah.
And so it's in this lane of Brady, she's able to make good, correct choices. But outside of that, she's constantly doing the wrong thing.
Right.
And it's a fascinating character trait.
I'm a little, and I tell you, I'm a little concerned about little Rachel too, because Rachel is really showing some, not just little 9-year-old mischiefness, but like, okay, she's really turning out like us. We need to chill our bones. She's turning out to be a DiMera.
And I think that's why that we might be getting that actress change. Not necessarily because the current actress who's playing Rachel is incapable or anything like that, but as we saw on General Hospital, sometimes an actor change is able to bring a different maturity, a different vibe, a different energy to the character that the previous actor may or may not have been able to pull out. We've seen it with Christina.
Yeah.
Like the Christina that we have over in General Hospital playing the stories that she has, I'm not sure they would be as believable with the previous actress, given
Yeah.
the just how much more you wanted to like Alexi Ainsworth versus how much you want to like
Kate Mans?
Kate Manzi. And I'm not saying that they're unlikable. I'm just saying that when it comes to like approachable energy, Lexi Ainsworth has that a lot more than Kate Manzi does.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if maybe something similar is at play where like we got these big plans with Rachel, but this little girl is too damn cute. The audience is going to want to be like, oh, well, come on, it's just Rachel. But if we have somebody that's able to bring a different vibe into the decision making of this 12-year-old, who's going to be 12 and not 8 anymore, like also Sora's. There's no point if you're not going to Sora's as well.
That's true. But I've seen a picture of the new Rachel, and she looks older, but she doesn't look that much older.
I mean, the difference between 8 and 12 isn't huge, is it?
Depends on an 8 and 12-year-old.
I guess, right? And then that's always the thing, always the consideration when you're young, you know, under 25. There's a big difference between 17 and 20, a big difference between 20 and 25, less of a difference between 40 and 45, 45 and 65.
Yeah.
Physically, there might be a difference, but when it comes to like what's expected of you as a human being, there's not much difference between 45 and 65.
No. He expects you to remember less and walk a little slower. That's about it.
Well, I don't expect anybody to remember anything, and I've definitely secured myself as a CRS man, a can't remember schnit person. So don't expect me. I constantly deal with it at work. They're like, hey, when is this shipping out? And I'm like, I don't know. Let me go look at my reference. Because if you make me answer you right now, the likelihood of it being incorrect is very high.
Now, let me not pull this out of my hat.
Yes. However, if you wanted to buy me a tablet work, I could carry that thing around with me all the time and always have your answer.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? And tablets aren't expensive either.
No.
I don't see why they can't get you a tablet.
I haven't asked. And secondly, I don't really need it when I can just say, hold on, I'll go get you that answer. And then they give me an annoyed look and I go get the answer and come back a minute later.
Well, you add up that 45 seconds enough times to pay for the tablet quick.
Especially me, because I'm not expensive. Oh, wait, I mean, I'm really expensive. It makes you wonder about the nature and nurture Kristen has adopted as an adopted DiMera, says Lara. So how much of her attitude is nature and how much of it is nurture? Now, I don't think she was necessarily directly raised by Stefano or anything like that. Stefano didn't have time.
No, Stephanie, they said last week they said that she and her brother were taken in by Stefano. Now, does you guys, Jeannie,
and anybody else.
And anybody. I just say Jeannie because I know she's been watching since the beginning of the hourglass.
Since they first turned the hourglass to drop that first grain of sand.
Pretty much. So, was Kristen's brother like a character on the show? Was he present at one point?
In another year or two, she'll be 16. She was mid-20s, I think. I don't know what that means, Jeannie. She was 16 when she was adopted? I don't know. You let me know. I am curious about that nature nurture with Kristen thing, though, that Lara brought up. I think that's an interesting thought. Maybe her nature is to be a little more even keeled, and the Stefano and the troubled life of it all has made it so she's very egocentric in her thinking because she's had to be.
Well, yeah, and maybe the defining thing within this storyline is that Rachel is the center of it.
Yeah, it's her kid. right?
So
How many other kids does
she's
Kristen
going,
have? Does she have any other kids?
yeah, no.
I don't know.
I'm saying no,
Yes,
but you don't
Peter.
know.
Oh, Peter Blake. Peter Blake. Peter Blake. Apparently is Kristen's brother.
Mm.
Oh, that makes sense because Rachel Blake is the lady in white. So she
Yeah.
was once Kristen Blake and then became Kristen DiMera. And I guess Peter Blake was Peter DiMera. I don't know. Was he adopted too or is it just Kristen?
Well, that last week they alluded to the fact that they were both. Stefano took them both in, so at the same time, and pretty much stole them from the lady in white.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Jeannie was saying that in a year or two she expects Rachel to be 16, but not right now.
For sure.
But not right now.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Absolutely.
He was engaged to Jennifer Horton, said Peter Blake was. I don't know who Jennifer Horton is.
Jennifer Horton. Well, isn't that?
Oh, that's Jack and Jennifer.
Yeah, Jack and Jennifer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know. Now I know who that is.
Abigail's mother.
Yes, Abby's mom.
Abigail's mother. I guess maybe we're not going to get a Abigail after all. We're not going to get a live.
No,
Abigail
we're gonna
after all.
get a very, very, very close Chad and Cat.
We are. We're going to get a Chad and a cat.
Are they Chat? Is that their name, Chat?
Yeah,
Because we already have a Chat, and it's not them.
That's true.
So Cad, but then that's not good. We only have one Cad in Soapland, and his name's Tad.
Exactly.
So we can't have Chat or Cad. So they're 2-4. These two will not last. They cannot be together because there is not a good smash name for them.
Well, I do. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna be together. I think they're gonna be together. I think all those dream kids are gonna be back at home too, and
Oh yeah,
perhaps that's like the beginning of a whole new
a whole new family. Yeah, there's
whole new
enough of them.
family per
There's
se.
enough of them. There's enough of them. And then yeah, and then we didn't get any of the kids this
No,
week. Well, none of the teens this week.
no teens this week. No drama between Sophia and Holly and good old Tate.
No, Tate. No. We're not going to know what's going to go with the future of that pregnancy until later. Not until
No,
next week. That's right. I didn't miss him. Again, like, I'm not the most complimentary of this particular story because that's not my favorite.
it's not my favorite either.
You know?
You know who the luckiest person in all of Salem was this week? It was Leo by his choice to wear gloves.
Right? Because he didn't get poisoned, did he?
No, he
He's
didn't.
like, I'm going to be fashionable instead. Oh, man, that contact poison, man. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. I love it. I love it because,
And she was about to, you know what I thought she was going to do? And I thought it'd be funny. I thought she was going to douse Abe like holy water, like,
nope, instead Paulina was there.
Paulina
And
was there to
there's
save
just,
the
there's
day.
something special. I recognize and understand that these two actors might not have necessarily played a show together before Days of Our Life. And then maybe they did. Maybe they're on 227 together and I just don't know because I didn't see that show. But to see Kim Coles and Jack A. Harry work together, play goofy together, like
Yep.
have the little physical altercation together,
Yep.
was just a little blast from my 80s and 90s past, right?
Sure was.
Like, was Kim Coles, like,
Just
she
a
was on,
little
like,
jewel for us, huh?
because, like, she was, like, Kim Coles was on Living Single or something, right? With Queen Latifah. And then we all know Jack, she was on 227 and she Days of Our Lives and Sister,
Yes.
Designing Women or something. She was on something else as well. I can't remember exactly what it was, but she's been all over. So yeah, it's kind of a blast from my UPN past to say, you know, a
Right?
network, to have these two actors come in. It's very reminiscent of General Hospital, where when we had Kimberly J. Brown, who was Marnie from the Halloween Town movies on Disney,
Yep.
get in a fist fight with Kristen Storms, who was Xenon from the Disney movies.
Yes.
So it was Halloween Town versus Xenon on General
Yes.
Hospital for an episode before Kimberly J. Brown fell in a hole. Oh man, GH and they're
Little
falling in
nuggets.
holes. All right, Ma, the last thing we need to talk about is something that Citra asked. She wanted to know, assuming Citra's a lady, let me know if I got that wrong. They want to know about what we think about Sarah, Xander, Philip, and all of that.
Well, they were on a little
Titan.
bit this week.
They were on a little bit this week. It was very much kind of doubling down on the positions of these characters in this particular plot. Xander and Philip working together, Stephnie being like, what the fudge? Kate being like, I mean, all right, okay, you guys want DiMera? I'm all for it. Okay, let's do this. And then the last player,
Well,
Sarah, who
doesn't
knows
like
it
it one
all.
bit.
Sarah knows it all, but she's also like, I don't want to trigger my evil husband.
No, and she's like, she knows nothing good can come from them trying to take over DiMera.
No,
You
no,
know,
no. I mean, I can understand that because much like on General Hospital, last time for the bet, that was the third time, over in their giant mansion family, all you got to do is just flick a little butterfly threat in their direction, and then they like huddle up like a football team.
exactly.
So I would imagine the DiMeras are very similar, where they're
Sure.
constantly wanting to fight with each other, but once a little grain of sand gets thrown in their way,
Even
huddle.
even the good DiMera, Chad will be there,
Yeah, being like, all right, how do I protect you all from all of this?
right?
How
Even
am I
the
going to
good
use
DiMera.
my newspaper to assist? And it'll take some convincing. Come on, Chad, do this for us. Do it for family. All right, I will.
And it doesn't make any sense either. Taking over DiMera doesn't make any sense. Why you want to have all that going on when you are up to your neck in money anyway and in good deals?
Because I
Why
can
you
tell you.
want to do that?
I can tell you something about rich people, Mom. And this is one thing that is fact, all right? Benjamin Franklin said there's two things that are guaranteed in life, death and taxes. And I give you three. Death, taxes, and rich people always want more money.
Oh yeah, greed. Greed is real.
And
Anyway.
greed is good. Or is it,
Anyway, but
Gordon
Sarah,
Gecko?
getting back to Sarah,
Yes.
this makes Sarah worry, and it also makes her question her choice to keep her mouth shut because now perhaps keeping her mouth shut doesn't facilitate a better outcome.
How could you do this, Sarah? How could you not trust me with this information?
Yes, and there'll be a
My
little
Xander's
crack.
getting okay. My Xander's getting pretty okay.
Yes, it is. Xander and Sarah will have a fracture there that will fracture their relationship.
All of this that I've done to prove to you the man that I've become, how I've changed. And you don't trust me. The first time there's a question, you don't trust me. Yes, it's a too English. I'm getting there, but
Sounds very Scottish. You're getting there. Very
I just
Scotch.
need more of that brogue in there, a little bit more of that. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll get it.
And,
I'll
it
get it.
depends on, and when I was there in Scotland, because I did go for 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and I worked with somebody from Scotland for a long time who grew up there. Anyway, there's different, like in the US, the accent's very different depending on where you're at.
Yeah. Northern, southern, eastern, western.
I mean, some of those folks over there, when they really are using a lot of slang, I was like, Joe, I don't understand at all, dude. Between the accent and the slang words, I was like,
Nope.
I'm speaking and his answer always, I'm speaking English. Really?
Great. Wonderful. I don't understand it, though. Speak my English. Thank you. Thank you. Vita says that Sarah is a boss. And
Is
that's
a
true.
boss?
She's a boss.
Well, Sarah went back to that after her injury and everything. She is back to running, taking care of that hospital. And now that her poor
No problem.
mom did not have gloves on, she needs to be efficient in the hospital because Kayla runs a hospital like a tight ship,
She
just
sure
like
does.
Marlena can cure you in one session.
Yes. Nothing but great doctoring over on Days of Our Lives, folks. Nothing but great,
I'm
excellent doctoring.
And I'm starting to think that Kayla's going to have a secondary illness.
They'll find something,
I don't think it's going to
or it'll
be
trigger
just-
something.
I don't think it's just going to be that she was poisoned.
I don't know, because we need to get back to, because we haven't seen what's his name since he had the itchy Santa suit, So
Roman.
we need Roman and we need Kayla sharing a hospital room together, bickering like brother and sister, because we don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, turn the light down. No, I needed to read. I gotta stay up to date with the medical jargon.
And I think Kate's going to
You're
become more
supposed to be sleeping.
scandalous. I think she's going to get knee deep in this thing with Philip,
Mm-hmm.
with the DiMeras. I
Yeah.
think she's going to get knee deep in that, and Kate's going to do some scoundrel kind of things,
Oh,
which
Kate
I'm all
versus
for
Kayla.
because all this time I've been watching Kate, I have not seen a whole lot.
Yeah. I mean, so
We've seen a lot of
Lauren,
cheeseburgers at the pub.
Her name is Lauren Koslow or something like that, and
Yeah.
she was dropped from contract status for about 2 weeks and then re-added contract status. And in that 2 weeks, people were like, "How could you to Kate? She's been such a loyal cast member and such an important part of Salem history for so long. You can't just unceremoniously dump somebody that's been on the show for 40 years." And at the time, I'm like, "Yeah, you can. She's sitting there eating a burger."
But at the same time, it doesn't make sense as well, since they do film 6 months ahead.
Maybe she was busy.
Maybe she was busy.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I
Anyway,
think
I'm all for, like, some older female on the show being an ass.
I think that's where we're going. And the actors, too,
I like it.
in their interviews have said, we've returned to interpersonal drama on the show. So little things like that. Kayla versus Kate. That would be fun. That would be interesting, and something that we haven't seen as viewers since we started our podcast about a year and a half, year and 3/4 ago.
And Samantha's going to drop in soon, and she's going to fight with some girls.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. So it'll be great. All right, Ma. So last thing here, Seacher wanted to know what our favorite stories are currently on Days of Our Lives, and we get in there. We get in there. I know that you're loving the Lady in White.
I am. I really enjoy the Lady in White. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed Cockadoodie Connie.
Yeah, that's good.
I really enjoyed that. Not all of the Wendy and Trip stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like all of it, but when they were loved it.
Yeah, when they were in the Saw bathroom together, that was really good.
Yes.
That was really good. Yes. It was not the Saw bathroom, folks. It was actually a brewery that they were chained into, but it seemed like the Saw bathroom. Yeah, and it was good. I've always liked Wendy. Wendy. Well, I thought Wendy was a great and interesting character with a lot of legs. But that actress, I don't remember her name anymore right now. Oh well. Welcome to the podcast, folks. She apparently is a prolific voice actor and has a lot of voice acting work. So she's still super busy, and that's great. And might have been the reason why they needed to write her off, because she's been having project after project after project, voice wise.
And as far as like being busy, I think I just love to hear anybody in Southern California is busy, because the fires a month ago. Man, I'm sure the studios are not studioing too hard right now.
Things are a little bit more back in the regular swing again, but yeah, there was
so.
definitely a shutdown there for a little bit. And not your soap studios; those were still pumping because I still had work to do. I'm talking your movie productions, all that sort of stuff was basically pushed out 2 weeks. But same thing seemed to be rocking and rolling, flowing again. Universal Studios was casting people for their walk around characters. There's been some other things that have come through this home that we know about. So it's a moving. It's a moving still. I really want to see Lee Shin back and Trip and Wendy, says Sandra. And I would say, okay, Sandra, I want to see those 3 characters return as well.
Yeah, and we had Remington on the show.
Yeah, go check it out. It out. I would love to talk to Wendy. It's getting old, though, because there's not much recent days to talk to her about anymore. All of that to say...
she and Trip left for a while. And what does the Lady in White call Trip what? Trap? Call him Trap.
Trap.
That made me laugh.
Trap. Yeah.
That made me laugh.
I would say that my favorite story that's playing right now is the Arnold Rafe situation, because I'm really enjoying Galen's ability to kind of pull off those 2 distinctive characters. And having to be somebody pretending to be somebody you play regularly is just interesting for me to watch an actor do. So I enjoy that. I always enjoy it when Paulina is up to something stupid, not when she's up to something mean. Like when she's mayoring and she's like, you're fired and I hate you and all that. I don't like that Paulina stuff. But stick irradiated Paulina on a snowmobile and I love it. So Cockadoodie Connie as well. Just anytime Days of Our Lives does something that is super soapy but not normal, I am here for it. So keep that in mind, Cedra.
So, so even though like a lot of fans are not crazy about Body and Soul, we enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but like we said earlier, it's been played out.
Yeah, I mean, I laughed at the jokes the first time they told them. I laughed at the little inside nudges at, well, the producers are in trouble. Well, oh, stay away from soap Twitter. I enjoyed watching people fall down elevator shafts. I liked watching Leo rewrite the history of Days of Our Lives as a soap and have nobody go, wait a minute, that happened
Yeah,
here. I thought
exactly.
that was good stuff. I did. And did it go a month longer than it needed to? Sure. But we're also making the show 5 days a week, every week,
Mhm.
and you're never going to really exactly know this is the moment.
And it gave something for Ron to do with one foot out the door.
Well, yeah, it definitely did. And also, another huge thing that I think a lot of people are overlooking with this, and I don't have time to get into great detail because it's almost 10:30, but it gave Marlena something to do that wasn't playing Marlena.
It's true.
Like if she, like because when it comes down to it, Marlena has one speed right now. Where is John Black?
Yeah,
And so anytime she's on the screen and her question isn't where was John Black, it's weird.
it is. It is.
So, in order to keep her on the show, but not
Oh,
always have her go where's John Black, she got
I
to play
can't
Hattie.
wait. I can't wait to see Marlena play referee with those two crazy daughters of hers. Oh, it's going to be
It's going
great.
to be good. It's going to be good. So we'll see how it all goes down. We'll see how it all unfolds here in the next couple of months. We're 2 months away from the writer's change, 3 weeks away from Beyond the Gates debut. So
Oh,
lots of fun stuff happening in Soapland.
hmm.
I think that's it though. I think class is dismissed and y'all need to get out.
Yeah, I think it's over, isn't it?
Yeah, class is dismissed. That's it for Days for Dummies this week. Get out of this lecture hall, folks. Go back to the student union. Fuel up because you need to go to New York City and then a little further north to Port Charles and
Uh-huh.
hang out with us at General Hospital in about half an hour. So that's that. Class dismissed. Like the video if you enjoyed yourself. Subscribe to the channel if you're a big Days of Our Lives General Hospital or soap opera fan in general, or if you just like me and my mom.
What do you think? Maybe you just think we're cool.
Maybe you just think we're cool and you want to
Laura.
listen to us talk. Aw, that's so sweet. So like the video, like I said, if you haven't yet, do that. Subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber. Let's up those numbers. We are so close to our next major subscriber threshold that will change everything for this channel.
That's true. And we've been so close for a while.
Yeah, so tell your friends to just click subscribe and help us out.
Hmm.
And that's it.
That's
Remember,
it.
when you're walking up to the plate and the bases are loaded and there's 2 outs, it's the bottom of the ninth and all there is you, there's only one option, folks, and that's to swing for the fences. I've been Matt,
I've been Kat.
and we'll see you in just half an hour for 10th floor. Goodbye!
Bye.